So, good morning, my dear students of class 7. Hello, the 7th CBSE of 7th CBSE medium Sunbeamers. How are you? I hope you all are fine. And today we are going to begin the second part of your chapter, Nutrition in Plants. So, I hope the previous video was interesting for you. The class was good. So today's class will be also interesting, and we will be aiming in completion of this chapter. So in the previous class, we have learned about autotrophs and heterotrophs. We have learned about photosynthesis. Okay. And in this class, we will learn about what are the other modes of nutrition in plants. See, all plants, maximum plants are autotrophic, but not all. Some plants who do not have chlorophyll, because chlorophyll is very, very necessary for your plants. So if chlorophyll is not there, then they cannot produce or they cannot synthesize their own food, and they have to depend on animals for food. Okay, they have to depend on animals or food from other plants. Okay, they have to depend on animals from or food from other plants like cuscuta. Cuscuta is a plant that doesn't have chlorophyll. So it take ready-made food from the, this is your cuscuta. So this cuscuta, this green color is your yellow color is your cuscuta, and this cuscuta is climbing on another plant and taking the food produced by this plant. Okay, this green plant is producing food and cuscuta is taking all its food. Cuscuta is taking its food. It is dependent on that plant for food. So this plant cuscuta, which is climbing, is called host. The cuscuta plant on which it is climbing, the cuscuta plant is the parasite. Why? Because it depends on the nutrients. So what is host? Host means suppose someone is hosting, someone is welcoming, someone is giving food. So usko hum log host bolte hain. Suppose here this plant, this green plant is a host. Green plant is the host and the cuscuta is the parasite. Okay, which is taking the valuable nutrients of food from the host or from the green plant. Okay. Now, there are some insectivorous plant. This one, pitcher plant. Insectivorous plant. So what does insectivorous plant do? They trap insects. They trap insects. What they do? They trap insects. How they trap insects? See, we will take the example of pitcher plant. The pitcher-like structure is the modified part of the leaf. The apex of the leaf forms a lid which can open and close the mouth of the pitcher. Okay, this apex forms the lid which opens. Suppose insect will go inside, then this lid will close. Insect will is not there, this lid will open. Okay, and this pitcher plant, there are hair which are directed downwards. When the insect lands in the pitcher, the lid closes and the insect is trapped and gets entangled in the air. So iska hair jo hai, inside this you can see there are hair which is in the direction inwards. So when the insect will come, it sits on the pitcher, this hair will entangle. The insects get entangled by the hair. Hair ke sath wo jud jayega. It will be entangled and the lid will close, and the pitcher plant will digest the insect using its digestive juices. Okay, digestive juices will be there which will digest the insect. Okay, and such plant are called your insectivorous plant. Now saprotrophs. Saprotrophs. So suppose your mushroom does not have chlorophyll. Okay, mushroom does not have chlorophyll. So these saprotrophs, what is saprotrophs and what is saprotrophic nutrition? You keep one bread outside your house for 2 to 3 days. After some days, you will see this kind of structures will grow on your bread. This is your bread mold, fungus. Fungus, okay? Saprotropes are the fungus. So this fungus will grow on डिकेड्स मैटर. जो मैटर डेड हो गया होगा, ये धीरे 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 डेड और डिके हो रहा होगा, उसके ऊपर ये फंगस ग्रो करता है. द organisms which grow on the dead and decaying matter, they are called your fungus or fungi. So they have a different mode of nutrition. They secrete digestive juices on the dead and decaying matter and convert into a solution. What they will do when they will the spores of the fungus have spores. So when the spores of the fungus comes on the dead and decaying matter, they will secrete some digestive juices, and that digestive juice will convert the dead and decaying matter into a solution. And that from that they will absorb the nutrients in the dead and decaying. तो डिकेइंग मैटर है, उसका उसका न्यूट्रिएंट्स को क्या करेगा, एब्जॉर्ब करेगा. And this mode of nutrition is called saprotrophic nutrition. Till now we have learned 3 types of nutrition: autotrophic, example plants; heterotrophic, example humans and animals; and next is your saprotrophic, example is fungi. And the plants which show this type of nutrition are your saprotrophs, are the saprotrophs. This fungus goes on our skin also. Okay, itching, all these kinds of things in summer season. This happens all because of fungus only. So this fungus goes on leathers, pickles, cloths, etc., etc., etc. Now, during rainy season also, they spoil many things. Okay, and the fungal spores are generally present in air. When they land on wet and warm things, they germinate and grow. What will they, when they will land on wet and warm things, they will germinate. Some are what now? Symbiotic relations. Okay, symbiotic relations. Symbiotic relations. What is symbiotic? Symbiotic means एक साथ. Okay, symbiosis means साथ साथ. So some organisms live together and share shelter and nutrients. Okay. Some organisms क्या करते हैं, एक का कैपेबिलिटी होता है कि वो एब्जॉर्ब कर सकता है, दूसरे का कैपेबिलिटी होता है वो फूड प्रोड्यूस कर सकता है. तो वो दोनों मिलकर एक अपना नया ऑर्गेनिज्म बनाते हैं विच शोस symbiotic relationship. For example, certain fungi live in roots of trees, and these trees provide nutrition to the fungus, and this fungus helps to take up water and nutrition from the soil. Suppose the roots of some plants, this is the roots. Okay, these roots of some plant, near the roots what will happen, this fungus will grow, small fungus will grow. And what this fungus do, they help the plant to absorb water. See, the plant will absorb water because without water plant cannot produce food, because for photosynthesis water and minerals are very much required. So for production of for production of food, plants require food and water. So in some plants, this fungus help for absorption of food, absorption of water and minerals from the soil. And in return, what the fungus gets, see, fungus cannot produce its own food. So what it will get food from the plant. It will get food from the plant. So this association is called mycorrhizal association. Here it is not written. Mycorrhiza. Here it is called mycorrhiza. Now, lichens. See, here I have given the picture of lichens to you. Lichens means algae and fungi. Algae and fungi. Here, algae have the capability in the previous class. Algae, I have told you, they are the organisms. They are the organisms. Algae are the organisms that have the capability of producing its own food because it has chlorophyll. And fungi, they cannot produce its own food because it doesn't have any chlorophyll. So what happens? Algae and fungi, they form one symbiotic relationship, and in that symbiotic relationship, fungi helps in absorption of water. Okay, Okay, and provides shelter also to the algae. You can see here it provides shelter to the alga, and alga provides food by the process of photosynthesis. Okay, now mycorrhiza and lichens is completed. Now, how nutrients are replenished in the soil? Usually, crops require a lot of nitrogen to make proteins. Okay. After the harvest, the soil becomes deficient in nitrogen. See, a harvest means suppose the crop is grown. After the crop is grown, the after the crop is grown, what happens? The nitrogen present in the soil reduces because that nitrogen is utilized by the crop growing in the field. So what happens in the soil? Nitrogen amount decreases. Okay, nitrogen amount decreases. So what happens? To replenish or to restore the amount of nitrogen in the soil, nitrogen fixation occurs. Nitrogen fixation occurs how? Nitrogen gas in the air is converted to a soluble water soluble form.